WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight. As technology advances, criminals tend to find new ways to exploit it. Thieves are stealing your money at the gas pump and at the ATM and at stores, and most of the time, victims never know until they go to the bank.
That's right. It's happened recently in Starkville. WCBI's Victoria Bailey talks with law enforcement there and joins us live in the studio with more on that. Victoria.
Yes, Joey and Andrea, do you ever get that uneasy feeling when you put your debit card in an ATM or use it to buy gas? Well, people are stealing bank information from those places, and it's difficult to pick up on, but police say there are ways to protect your money.
Card skimming is happening in Starkville. In a press release this week, police say an ATM was the target during the holidays. There was also an incident in Louisville late last year. Corporal Brandon Lovelady says ATMs aren't the only targets for thieves.
The incidents we've seen occurred at an ATM, but across the nation, credit card machines at gas stations, ATMs, and retail stores have been victims.
MSU student Christopher Havard says it's scary to think you could go for cash and later end up with an empty bank account.
I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of these people around our community aren't exactly wealthy, so any money you're taking out of someone's pocket is food out of someone's mouth and clothes out their back and things like that. And especially in an area like Starkville with all the students and stuff here, like, we really aren't just rolling in money. So, I mean, you take anything that we have and it's pretty devastating.
While skimmers can be difficult to spot, a few extra seconds could save you from being a victim.
Always look before inserting your card or swiping your card in any type of machine. If anything looks out of place, reach up, feel it. See, nothing should be loose on the machine or protruding. If you do see something that is suspicious or you question is suspicious, please call law enforcement.
Police say if you check your bank account often, you're more likely to find an error and you can report you've been scammed.
Starkville police have not released which ATM on Highway 12 the skimmer was found on late last year. Andrea?
All right, Victoria, thanks for that story. An Ottawa County jury finds Tobias Coleman guilty of shooting another man. That trial started Monday. It took jurors about 5 hours to convict Coleman on one count of aggravated assault. In all, 5 people were shot outside of Club Rock in March of 2014. Zacharias Blanchard was hit in the head by a bullet. The state attorney general's office prosecuted the case. Coleman will spend the next 15 years in jail. He was also ordered to pay fines, fees, and court costs.
A traffic stop and undercover work breaks up a drug and burglary ring in Pontotoc County. Sheriff Leo Mass says his deputies got a tip late last week about a group stealing to finance their drug habits. Since then, investigators with help from the New Albany Police Department recovered stolen items including jewelry, guns, knives, and cash. Deputies seized methamphetamine and other drugs. 12 people were arrested on charges ranging from possession of burglary tools to possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute to possession of a weapon by convicted felon charges.
Well, you know, when the officers make a traffic stop, you know, they're not, you know, a lot of people think they may be being harassed and stuff, but when you see this right here, when we get problem areas and we go work those, and you know, and this is a result from working areas that we've had, you know, complaints about people in and out and at residents and things like that.
Mask expects more arrests to be made. Time now to turn our attention to weather. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson is in with your first look at your forecast. Keith?
Well, Joey, a pretty mild day, a pretty nice sunset here this evening out towards Stewart, Mississippi, right there not too long ago. Some of those friendly clouds going away as the sun was going on down. No rain on radar right now. We do have some clouds, but no rain. That rain chance is actually going to creep back in here later on tonight. Currently in the 60s, the low 70s. Let's talk about the evening. As you venture on out there, it's going to be pretty nice. Those clouds will gradually fill back in later this evening. A lot of 60s now, 50s later this evening, some 40s tonight, but again, some showers are possible. More on that and a little bit of a cool down in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Keith. The Mississippi Senate has a brew pub bill debate on tap, a bill that would allow small craft breweries to sell their beer or light wine on location. Made it through the House today. It now heads to the Senate. Mississippi and Georgia are the last states to prohibit direct sales at breweries. Mississippi ranks last in the country in craft breweries per capita.
A Madison, Wisconsin group is warning the town of Rienzi that part of its Veterans Memorial Garden is illegal. The Freedom from Religion Foundation says the Christian flag displayed violates rules that forbid religious symbols on public property. Town officials remove the flag until they get legal advice about its use at the memorial. Flag supporters, meanwhile, will be staging a rally at Rienzi Town Hall Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. Well, the words local government and trailblazer don't normally go together, but in the case of an Alabama mayor, they do. Marva Gibson is not only Aliceville's first African-American mayor, she's also the first woman to hold that job.
Yeah, she's had a couple of months to get used to her new role, and our Quentin Smith talks with her about her job. He joins us live in the studio with more. Quentin?
Joey, Mayor Marva Gibson says she's enjoying every minute of her new job. She's got big ideas and big projects planned. Now she's following through on her campaign promise.
After the prior mayor wasn't going to run, I said, well, I guess I'll run with the experience I had. But I never thought I would have been mayor of Aliceville.
Marva Gibson says serving as mayor in her hometown still feels like a dream.
So far, I have enjoyed every minute of being mayor. But it's a part-time position, but really a full-time position.
While only on the job for just about 8 weeks, Gibson says a lot of hard work is being done to improve the Pickens County town.
Now I'm in the process of looking for at least 12 to 15 acres of land. I have a person from Tuscaloosa who would like to build a hotel, a convenience store, and a service station. And I'm in the process of getting a bid to pave all the streets in Aliceville.
The Aliceville native says new growth is possible. However, residents also have other needs.
Some of them would tell me, I need a tree cut. Do you have a job? We need this, we need that. I always tell them, come on with me. Let's get out of here and see what we can get. We need a department store, another grocery store, a hotel.
And Mayor Gibson says she's not going to let the town's small size stop her from trying to bring in these larger businesses.
Now, I haven't contacted a grant writer yet, but I'm in that process to see what's really out there for small towns. Because I have a population something like 2,498, but it's still businesses out there that would come here. So I'm seeking that too.
Now, Gibson served as a councilwoman for 31 years prior to being elected mayor. Andrea, Joey, back to you.
An area teacher is being recognized for her classroom chemistry.
We meet our educator of the week after the break.
Watching WCBI News at 6 with Andrea Self and Joey Barnes.
Welcome back, everyone. A good rapport between a teacher and her class can have a big impact on how students learn. At the Golden Triangle Early College High School, Teresa Scruggs has that kind of relationship with the students in her chemistry class.
Alexis Turner, a sophomore at GTEX, nominated Mrs. Scruggs. As an experienced educator at the new school, Scruggs says it's her job to keep the chemistry going in the classroom.
Well, I want them to learn that hard work pays off. I want them to be successful in whatever they do, whatever they choose to do in their careers, and to learn respect and how respect it helps people grow.
Some good advice there. If you'd like to nominate a teacher, visit our website, WCBI.com. It's a robot invasion in Columbus today. 24 middle and high school tech teams converge on the Mississippi University for Women campus for the VEX Robotics Tournament. The teams pitted their robots against each other in a game-based engineering challenge called Starstruck. It's something they've been gearing up for all year.
Make sure you get the stars over there the fastest. Yeah. And to push the stars under or pick up a square and get it over into like the second zone so you can get extra points or whatever.
Once you put a robot in their hands and they get to make some of their own decisions, I really think that's the key piece, is them being able to come up with their own design, their own ideas about how programming. You know, they're all given the same task, and it's just amazing to me to see all the different ways that the students go about solving it.
3 tournament champions, along with high-scoring teams, will compete at the state championship in Vicksburg the week of February 21st.
Weather-wise, right now, no issues, but those clouds will come on back and fill in later tonight. Showers will be possible. Temperatures will be cooling down as we go throughout the night, and also for the next few days relative to today. Your full forecast is next.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners. Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Well, tomorrow is Groundhog Day yet again, and let's go to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. The forecast calls for some snow showers, mostly cloudy conditions in the morning hours as Punxsutawney Phil comes on out. If he sees his shadow, that means 6 more weeks of winter, according to legend. No shadow means an early spring. Let's just forget about all of this. Right now, we have that early spring in North Mississippi and West Alabama. Look at this. The Japanese magnolia is blooming. This was earlier today in downtown Columbus. I saw some of those last week, some other flowers coming on up with this extremely warm weather we've had. We've actually had a top 10 warmest January on record. We just completed that, and now we continue the trend as we get into February here. And that was the sun going on down pretty nice on this first day of the month with our Alpha Insurance camera in downtown Columbus. Let's go to Tupelo right now, 66 degrees. Keep in mind the average high right now should only be in the 50s. We are still about 10 degrees above that right now, just after sunset. Still 70 being reported at the Air Force Base in Columbus, but most spots now into the 60s. Memphis, 56. There's a front coming our way. And up to the north, just down the highway, 41 in St. Louis, and 20s and teens up there across the high plains. Where should we be? Well, this time of year, the first of the month, 56. By the end of the month, we should be in the mid-60s. So we've already advanced past well past where we should be in Columbus and everywhere else. Starkville, same story, 50s should be the average. We're going to be in the average low 60s by the end of the month, but we've surpassed that. A lot of rain possible here this month, 4 to 6 inches of rain. Those are the February averages on record for Columbus, Tupelo, and Starkville. Right now, no rain, but we are watching back to the northwest. There could be some showers that could form later this evening, and some of those could carry over during the night and tomorrow morning. So don't be alarmed if you do see some raindrops on your windshield as you venture on out to work and school tomorrow. A lot more clouds on Thursday, passing showers from time to time, but most spots will not see a lot of moisture here. Our lows tonight, 40s up north, low 50s farther to the south with this front coming on in, and about 50 or 51 to maybe upper 40s here in northeast Mississippi, upper 40s, low 50s for you in Tupelo. Down to the south in the Golden Triangle area, low to mid 50s. Same story into West Alabama. Let's just go right to your 7-day forecast. You can see this little bit of a cool down. 49 Friday, 54 Saturday, then we're back into the 60s Sunday into next week, and there could be some better rain chances once we get into early next week.
All right, coming up, National Signing Day from all across the viewing area. We'll have the latest from a number of our schools coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
National Signing Day never seems to disappoint. It didn't disappoint this year either. Now, we're going to be talking about our major signings coming up at 6:30 on our signing day special, so stay locked. But we're going to run through a bunch of schools right here and right now. We start at Columbus. What a class for head coach Randall Montgomery, seeing off 7 Falcons. That includes Kylan Hill, but the class at Columbus includes Kendra Connor, LaQuinston Sharp, and C.J. Goller to EMCC, Chris Blair to Hines, Derek Beckham to Gulf Coast, and Taj Sykes, he's going D1. He's going to play at Southern Miss, a truly special group that helped change the program at Columbus High, and they've left their mark with the Falcons. We caught up with Taj and Coach Montgomery about the big day.
Man, I've been committed to Southern Miss since June of the summer, and it felt like home down there. Wouldn't change it for the world.
This particular class was kind of good for me because this is the first class that I had. I've had these guys for 3 years now, and so they're kind of my own kids. And I got a little emotional watching them sign those papers, but I'm excited for them. They're going to do it the right way, and I look forward to following them the next 3 or 4 years.
Over at Starkville, you already know about Willie Gay signing with MSU, but 5 other Jackets made it official today. Quez Aikens got it started for Starkville High as he made it official with EMCC, but more were on the way to Scuba. Lineman Jacoby Jones will also be an EMCC line, and like a good infomercial, we're still not done. Connor Reineke, he's also off to EMCC to play football for the Lions. They just continue to turn him out at Starkville High. 2 others signed and went Division I at Starkville High, one of those being the sharp-dressed man that is Nelson Jordan. He's going to Sanford. And Joey Claybrook, he joined in on the fun as well, as he will play football at Tulane. A truly special day at Starkville High School.
There's so much to be excited about. I have no clue. Football, they're going to get it changed around down there. This is going to be a really big class for Tulane. Going to be really good in the next couple of years. I'll get to play Willie my junior year, so it'll be a lot of fun.
It's just the things Sanford has to offer me, as well as education, and then sports come behind it. Sports is just something I'm just good at, but I got to get my education, so that's a great place to get it.
At West Point, the 5A state champs had 3 of their star players signed to continue football careers. Tay Hampton was the lone D1 signee. He will play at Jackson State. That right there, Everett Cunningham, defensive lineman, will go to EMCC to play for the Lions. Big offensive lineman James Spann, you see right there, will be up front at Coahoma. Head coach Chris Chambliss honored to see the West Point trio grow up with the Green Wave.
You spend so much time with them, for the time they're here at West Point, from, remember when they're 4 foot tall up to, over 6 foot now. So it's fun to watch them grow up. It's fun to watch them go on and play in college.
It's going to be a good atmosphere for me. I'm used to being around champions and winners, and going to MCC really just like home to me.
Over at New Hope, the Trojans signed 4 total players to the next level. You know about Takion Reed. We'll talk about him at 6:30. But also New Hope had 3 others head off to junior college. TJ Stevens, one of those. He's going to Jones. Jay Shin will play at Northeast, and Andre Irby will be off to play at Northwest. Irby and Stevens, big parts of the lethal receiving core of the Trojans, while Shin was a crucial piece to that strong defense that New Hope had continued to build under head coach Chris Pitt. Congratulations to our signings from New Hope High School. A tremendous Super 7 class made it official in Amory on signing day. Panthers sent a total of 7 players to the next level. Big lineman Jalen Bell and linebacker Jalen Holland off to Colin. Z. Gates, Cortavius Ivy, Hockey Rainey will take the trip up north to play for ICC. John Isaac Dale will be off to Northeast, and Jason Johnson will be at Coahoma, a special group that helped lead Amory to the Region 1 4A championship in 2016. And head coach Alan Glenn sees how great of a group that it was.
That senior class, there's a lot of good football players in that class who's played a lot of football from their freshman year on. So it's just a testament to them and the hard work they've put in since 6th, 7th grade. I told them that they'll never forget this day. This is the most important day as far as football goes that they've had so far.
I'm going to run through these quickly here. Noxubee County had 6 that signed. Kambodrick Mason, Tyler Dooley, Jadakiss Sherrod, Javarcus Walker, Cal Morris Robinson, and Antonio Roby all signed. We promise we'll get to all of these coming up here on our newscast at 6:30 with our signing day special. Caledonia, head coach Andy Crodwell had a Super 6 of stars sign on to play football at the next level. By the way, there's Jeffrey Simmons. He was at Noxubee County too today. But at Caledonia, by the way, a talented group of 4s off to Fulton. Spencer Unruh, Zion Ford, Jamel Thomas, and Caleb Comer. Russ Smither will head off to Delta State, while Cody White will head to Arkansas to play at Lyon College. At North Pontotoc, the Vikings set off 4 of their star senior football players. The headliner, Zay Cullens, he's going to Memphis. Carson Hancock and brothers Jalen and Romy Simpson also signed on as well. Congratulations to them. At Calhoun City, the new Class 2A state champs sending 4 of their stars from the title team to JUCO. Head coach Perry Lyles sees off Atarius Moore, Jesse Neighbors, Tyrese Quinn, and Taylor Lyles. All 4 will be playing at the junior college level. Congratulations to them. At East Webster, they got 2 going to Holmes. It's Shy Link and Luke Wilson, both of which were big parts of the defense and offense. Shy had over 1,500 receiving yards, and Luke Wilson with 400 career tackles. At Baldwin, Obi Gates and Hunter Ray, they also signed their letters of intent. They will be going to Northeast and Holmes, respectively, at Baldwin High School. You see them right there. Again, we promise you we're going to get to all these. We just have running a little short on time. And then in West Alabama, can't forget about Jamar Richardson. He double signed. He's going to go to Ole Miss, and then he's going to spend a year at Jones before he goes to Oxford. And also want to mention Deontay Taylor signed with East Central. That's all we have for sports. We'll get a last look at your forecast when we come back.